This lesson is going to teach you how to solve a quadratic equation by graphing. So this is something that we learned in school before we left on March 13th, and you may recall. First step is to make sure the equation is in standard form, that is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Next, we want to graph. We need to use a graphing calculator if we have one, or a graphing application to do this. I recommend Desmos.com, that's DESMOS.com. Once we graph the parabola, we move to step 3, and we're looking for the x-intercepts, or what are sometimes referred to as the roots or zeros of this parabola. Where these zeros, roots, or x-intercepts occur, that's going to be our solution. Remember, that could happen twice, once, or never. Finally, we'll take our answers and we'll verify them to make sure that they do in fact make our initial equation true. An example of this might be something like 3x squared minus 4x plus 12 equals 0. What if you were asked to solve this equation graphically? Well, what we would do, keeping these steps in mind, is we would head to our graphing calculator. If you have one, you may use that. If you don't have one, I would recommend you go to Desmos and use their online calculator. I'm going to type in the equation 3x squared, and to get this squared, I'm going to hit Shift 6 to get up into the exponent. I use the little caret there. Right arrow to get back down. Then I'm going to put in minus 4x, because that was part of our formula. And then I'm going to put in plus 12. So it looks just like it did in our example problem. I don't need to include the equals 0. Visually, I'm going to look for the equals 0 by looking for those x-intercepts. Now, once you've typed it in, you'll get your graph. Well, this is embarrassing. There is no graph here. Well, it's possible that I did something wrong, or it's possible that the graph is just not able to be seen in the window that I am. So I'm clicking the zoom out by using that minus sign over there. And what I have is a parabola that never touches the x-axis. This tells me that my equation that I was asked to solve has no solution. Because if it did have a solution, the solution would be where the x-intercepts are, and as we can clearly see, there are no x-intercepts. This parabola will never touch the x-axis. Your answer to the problem is no solution.